Okay. Hi everyone.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So today my topic is the grass always seems greener on the other side of the fence. Do you know what this idiom means? Are you familiar with this? This meaning is this. Other people always seem to be in a better situation than you. Like you envy someone or someone's situation. So today's my story is about the story is about my experience when I was in elementary school, and that time I was like this. So yeah, let's begin. As you know, nowadays electronics are really becoming more and more a part of our life, right? And like such as cell phone or laptop or like this camera or something like this. And nearly all adults have one cell phone, each of us. And I've heard that now recently children around 10 years old get a cell phone around 10 years old. And when I was in elementary school, it was not like this. 3 or 4 students out of 30 students have cell phone, but not so a lot, right? Like just 3 or 4. But however, one of my close friends, her name is Yurika. She had her own cell phone when we were 10 years old. And of course, she always had her cell phone when we went out together. So I envied her, and I wanted to get one. And I asked her why she got a cell phone. And she told me that her both parents are working, so she got one. And that time, my parents were working all the time. So I thought, oh, I can get one. And then I asked my mother that, do you know Yurika? She has her own cell phone, so I'd like to get one too, like her. But my mother was like, for what? You don't need one. And we have our own house's rule. I have 2 brothers, 2 older brothers, and they got their own cell phone when they got into high school. It's not so early, so like 10 years old. So my mother didn't allow me to get one. But I really wanted to get one. Really wanted to get one. So I decided to persuade my mother. And I knew that if I got angry or sulky about it to my mom, it would never work. So I decided to not to be so emotional. You know, I tried to be really gentle child. And most of the time when I talk to my mother, I try to talk about something related to cell phone. And I only told my mother about benefits of cell phone. And also, the other way that I used to persuade my mother was when I went out with Yurika. I often played with her after school. So when I went out with Yurika, I borrowed her cell phone, and I called my mother, and like, hi mom, oh this is me and this is Yurika from Yurika's cell phone. Oh, because I don't have my cell phone and I'm outside, but now I'm with Yurika, so I can borrow her cell phone and I can call you. Oh, anyway, I'm going back home around 5:30, blah blah blah, like this. And so I often tried it. To tell my mother like things that I would go back home around this time, or I was going this place, or like this. So here comes my techniques of persuasion. The first, not to become emotional. In a gentle way, I tried. And the second one is always talking about cell phone. Only benefits. And the third, to demonstrate how useful it is. And so do you think it worked? It worked well?
Yes.
No? Yes? What do you think? Do you think I could get cell phone later?
I think so.
Through those three techniques, I thought it would work, but it didn't. The reason why it didn't work was for two reasons. The first one is my parents don't use a cell phone a lot. They are not so very interested in electronics. And the second reason is because of our family's rule. My brothers got their cell phone when they got into high school. So, of course, I needed to wait until high school. When I tried to persuade my mother always said that Yurika's house is her house. Our house is our house. It's all different, but it's all good. In our house, we will not give you a cell phone now, but it will be good for you. Now I can understand what she meant, and I always remember her words. So this is what I learned from my mother, from this experience. So as a result, I got my cell phone when I got into high school, and I'm satisfied with that. I don't feel like I needed my cell phone when I was around 10 years old. And so the grass always seems greener on the other side of the fence. I was like, really this situation. And I envied Yurika, my friend, and I wanted to be the same, like her. But differences are all good, and we should adjust to our own house's rule. It will work in a good way for each of us. It's really different, but it will work really in a good way. And I created one video. It is our grass is as good as the grass on the other side of the fence. So differences are all good. Thank you for listening.